What's up, everybody? Ooh, shoo! Why don't you stand up to your feet? We're gonna get started. So here's the deal, yo. I know we always do the first few songs. It's like, hey, we're coming here, we feel good, and like we saying hey to friends and stuff like that. Let's go in. Like, let's do it tonight. Like, let's sing, dude. Let's go after it. So here we go. You stood outside my grave with tears still on your face. Come on, sing it out. I know that we've come from a million different places in our life. I know that we've come from just feeling like we're getting sucked into school in summer, and like everything else in life just seems to be more important than some of our friends or the community that we found here at Adger, even just being with you. And so I just pray that during this song, God, that we would sing out to you that your name is beautiful. Even if we don't feel you, even if we're not in the mood, God, that you are still worthy of this praise, that your name is still so beautiful, even when we don't feel it. So we're just going to sing this out to you.
Now revealed in you.
There's no other name. There's no other name like yours, Jesus. Like yours, Jesus. There's no other name. There's no other name like yours, Jesus. Like yours, Jesus. There's no other name. Come on, come on. There's no other name like yours, Jesus. Like yours, Jesus. There's no other name. There's no other name like yours, Jesus. Like yours, Jesus. There's no other name. There's no other name like yours, Jesus. Like yours, Jesus. Sing what a powerful name. What a powerful name it is. What a powerful name it is. Come on, sing you have no rival. You have no rival. You have no Team Rumble. Oh shoot, it's gonna go down. Hey, we gotta defend the NTS trophy. We are the winners. Anybody else here who signed up right now? Anybody here who signed up right now for NTS? We got a lot of people in here already who signed up. Look at that. Well, hey, so you better be getting online. If you're unfamiliar with NTS camp, it's honestly like, if you love competition and your blood boils when other teams and like you just get in competition real deep, NTS just because of NTS. So please go online and sign up. Lastly, we have one last Edge United that's gonna happen. It's gonna happen on Friday, June 9th, 2 days before our last Edge. So if you wanna come, we're gonna bring it all here. We're gonna have a nice summary outside, fun shenanigans going on outside. We're gonna have, hey, this is really cool. If you are a senior, we wanna invite you to be a VIP guest at Edge United. And this is what we mean. If you're a senior, we're gonna buy you Chick-fil-A. That's right. If you're a senior, we're gonna buy you Chick-fil-A, and we want as much Chick-fil-A as you can eat, Daniel is right. Is that as much as you can eat, good sir. But if you are a senior, we want to help you get connected into college, whether you're going to Michigan State, go green. If you're going to U of M, he has trouble with the snap. If you are a Chippewa, or if you're going to OU, whatever, wherever you're going to. Oh, be quiet, Frange of One. Frange of One's trying to play Wizard of Oz in the tech corner, and anyways. So, if you are a senior, we will buy your Chick-fil-A, and we would love to see you at 5:30. So show up early. We're going to send out all the details, but we want to help you, give you keys to walk faithfully with Jesus in college, where to get plugged in, and the like. So please, if you're a senior, you better be there. Well, awesome. I want everybody to stand up. Actually, really, really fast before you stand up. So I got to explain to you what we're doing tonight. Can I have everybody's attention? Listen up, right here. So this is what we're doing tonight. So last words, we have 2 students who are going to be sharing some of the last words, closing thoughts going off into the summer. And we also have my awesome intern, Megs. Meg, she's also going to be sharing her story too. So we got 3 stories of people who are going to share their last words before we go off into summertime. And so they're going to just come up and share after we hug it out. And you're going to see a bumper video, and then they're going to come up and share. So why don't you go ahead and stand up and give some hugs out. Come on, it's that time of the day, those hugs. I know, I gotta tie my shoes up in here, tripping. I've been tripping.
What I would want to say to people is,
one thing I really want to say before I graduate.
one thing I would want those younger than me to know is,
I wish someone had told me.
I wish I had known.
I definitely wish someone had told me that before beginning high school.
That day was definitely the turning point in my life so far.
You know, and that's something that I never realized before, and it totally changed my life.
I was just completely stuck. I couldn't get out of bed. I felt like I had nothing to live for.
I've never felt like that before, and I was like, wow, this is what life is about.
So yeah, this is who I am, and I can't wait to see what God has in store for me for the future.
You guys, I love you. Okay, so I am just going to share with you my story, a little bit about me, tell you some stuff. So this is my story, my testimony. The love of God has changed my life. Do you guys know that song? I thought it was funny, nobody laughed, whatever. All right. And just to forewarn you, my two kind of biggest fears in life are public speaking and talking about myself. So we're gonna see what happens. There will probably be some tears, some awkward moments, but we're gonna make it through. All right, let's do this. All right, so a little bit about me, my backstory. I grew up in a Christian home, and I went to church always. My mom was super involved in the church. We did a lot of stuff. I was there probably 3 or 4 days a week. I have this funny memory of like rolling under the pews. It was cool. I'm too big and I get stuck now, but I have tried it recently too, so fun fact. So for me, it was kind of like when I was growing up, I would check things off. Like I went to youth group, check. Sunday school, check, check. Church camp every year, check. So I was just checking things off the list, but I knew about God, but I didn't have a personal relationship with him until later in my life. But yeah, so I knew about God and had an understanding of who he was, but there's a difference between believing in God and hearing about him and knowing and choosing God, right? Right? So I made that decision to follow God and make him the center of my life in 7th grade at summer camp. Probably similar stories to some of you guys. I made that decision because I wanted to know God and to start a relationship with him personally, because I had seen other people who had that relationship and I thought they were awesome and they had really cool lives. So I was like, let's do this. So I jumped in with God, and I decided to give my life to him. But honestly, I can't say that my life changed drastically after that point. I maybe read my Bible more or started to pray more, but I didn't have people around me modeling what that really looked like, an authentic relationship with God. I didn't really understand what I needed to be doing to have that kind of relationship. Yes, I said I grew up in a Christian household, but, and we went to church all the time, like I said, but religion or Jesus or spirituality wasn't talked about outside of church or in my home at all. We rarely prayed. We rarely read the Bible together. We rarely did anything surrounding God. So I didn't have anyone modeling that in my life for me. I believed though, and I wanted, and I tried to seek him a lot of times. I wanted to have a deeper relationship with him throughout middle school and high school. And I would have these great moments of like surrender and seeking and going after him with my whole heart. But the thing about having these moments is that it doesn't last. It doesn't carry you through life or a lifetime. It doesn't carry you through valleys or when you're down in the pit. Moments are fleeting, and they are moments because they only last for a moment. Yeah. So without that, without having that community around me, I was struggling, kind of even drowning sometimes. I think that's why now community is so important to me, because I lacked it for so long. And God never wants you to be alone in it. He created us for community and to be around other believers all of the time. So continuing my story, I went to college, Fire Up Chips. Thanks. But again, I never surrounded myself with a lot of people or a lot of the right kinds of people from the right places. I never jumped in or committed to a church or young adult ministry. I do regret that. So I would tell you guys, when you get into college, that should be the number one thing you seek out, is that community, that campus ministry, whatever you need to do, but get in and go for it. So I didn't start building a great Christian community around myself until probably 4 years ago. That's when I graduated from college, and I felt like God was calling me into some kind of ministry work. And that's where I started meeting amazing Christian friends and role models who began to show me what being a Christian follower looked like, and who took time to pour into me and help me grow. But I'm going to come back to that at the end. So, kind of going a different direction now, I wanted to share with you some things that I have struggled with for a good chunk of my life. Some things that, I don't know, I just wanted to share with you because I felt, number one, because I wanted you to know that I'm sitting up here and I'm 26 years old. I know, surprising. I like young. Anyway. But I'm struggling, and I still believe lies, and I still don't have my life together. And I'm pretty sure I can say with pretty bold confidence that everyone in this room is struggling, and nobody has their lives together, right? Yeah. So, and number two, I wanted to tell you this because I think it can maybe relate to you, to some of you, and I want you to know that you're not alone in struggles or believing lies or in anything, pretty much. We all fall short, and we struggle a lot. So, one of the things that I struggle with is believing lies. And that's when the enemy gets in there, and you hear those little whispers, you're not good enough, comparison, whatever your lie is that you're believing. And for me, one of the big ones, a huge one, huge? I can't do it. Huge? I'm really bad at it. I don't know. Huge, yeah. But the big lie that I was believing was that I'm not loved, and that I've never have really truly been loved, that I'm not loved now, and that I won't ever be loved in the future. But I know that's crazy, because I know that people have loved me in the past, people love me now, and people will love me in the future. Yeah. Not to mention, I have an unconditional, never-ending love from God, my Father. But that is something that I believed, and I'm going to be honest, it still is something that creeps into my mind every now and again. It's a daily, weekly, minute-by-minute struggle to push those lies out and to rebuke Satan. So, I felt like there was something else. Oh gosh, you guys, we're just going with the flow. Okay, so another thing that I wanted to share with you, and it's a major thing that I've been working through for a long time, but didn't realize it, or I never put a name to it until really recently. And that's finding my voice and believing that I'm worth being heard. I've always been on the shy side, quiet, reserved. But when I was younger, and probably up through now too actually, it kind of got drilled into me a lot and spoken over me a lot. I don't know if some of you are more quiet or shy. A lot of times people will be like, oh my gosh, you're so shy. Megan, why don't you talk more? Why are you so quiet? What's the matter with you? Why? Like, well, just talk. Why aren't you talking? So, and it doesn't help, and it didn't help me growing up when I had people who would speak for me. They're in the habit of speaking for me. A lot of people in my family would just speak for me and never really have I don't know how to explain it, but you know what I mean. So I think I never really found my voice or what it sounded like for me to share my opinions, my thoughts, or just about me. But little side note here, a verse that God has given me recently, probably like 6 months ago, he spoke it over me. It's 1 Peter 3:4, and it says, "The unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is of great worth in God's sight." And I love that verse, and it makes sense for me because I am shyer and I am quieter. But I want you to know, because if you feel like that's a struggle for you, it's not a struggle. Because you can be gentle, but you can also be powerful. You can be reserved, but you can also be assertive. So those aren't negative qualities in you. If that's something that you feel is a bad trait of you, it's not. It's a beautiful trait, and God loves people who are quiet and gentle. So yeah. But God has been working in me and through those around me to push me and to make me realize that I am worthy and that my words are important too. So there's a song, and it was actually sung on Mother's Day here, I think. I wasn't here, but I'm pretty sure Leah sang it. Yeah. And then I heard it on the women's retreat this weekend too. It's called Beautiful One. And I know that one way God speaks to me, and he speaks to me the loudest, is through worship and through worship songs. And this song stuck out to me. We were kind of listening to the song and meditating on things, and one of the lines said, "Step out, your time has come." And I was like, oh my gosh, that's for me. Step out, your time has come. Like, Megan, step out, your time has come. You have a voice, you're worthy. People want to hear what you have to say. So, I believe that God is calling me out. He has been doing a marvelous work in me over the last year and more of my life. And now he is calling me out to do more and to be heard. I also believe that this is true for all of us, all of you. He is calling you out to trust in him, to follow him, and to hear the truths he speaks over you and the name he calls you, not what anyone else says. Culture doesn't give us our identity, Jesus does.
Yeah.
So, going back, kind of as I wrap up, going back to the community piece of it, just in wanting to talk about like my internship and my experience over the last 10 months, and through this crazy, amazing experience I've had as an intern, God has shown me so much and has grown me so much. I think I have grown in my relationship and walk with God more in the past 10 months than I have over the first 11-ish years I've been journeying with him, which is crazy. I have grown in confidence and trust, and I have had encounters with God. I have seen him more, and I have seen him work through others and myself, and I can tell you, I have seen him. I know that God is real and still moves in us today, no doubt about it. I have heard him speak, which took a while, and I doubted if he spoke to me, but he did, and he does. I'm stronger in me and my identity than I have ever been, and I'm starting to live out of my kingdom identity and how God sees me now. I know God placed me here over the last year because of that, and because he wanted to do great works in me and to prepare me for my next seasons. So, actually I wanted to share something else with you that I missed. That's what it was. And it goes back to when I was talking about the lies of the enemy. So here it is. The enemy will try to break you, steal your joy, shake your confidence, destroy your faith, and make you feel hopeless. Don't listen to one single lie of his. You are loved. Hold on to these truths and never forget, the enemy is a liar. He lies. His lies have no power in your life because you are a child of God. And this thing goes with it too, kind of. You are not unwanted. You are chosen. You are not unloved. You are to die for. You are not alone. You are His. Let's do that together. All right, and then to wrap it up, I wanted to not cry, but we'll see what happens. It's going back to the internship program and building community around me, and see, it's gonna happen. So I wanted to call out. I wanted to take a second to call out some people, two in particular, who have taken so much time for me and who made the experience awesome for me. So, number one is Drew. All right. You're amazing. The most amazing ever. I was gonna make another Trump joke, but I just can't do it. The most amazing ever. I appreciate all that you have done for me. I have enjoyed every second and learned so much from you and through you. Whether it was our weekly DRs, doctors as you like to call them, where you would teach me about theology or about marriage, or even forcing me to talk about myself, it was all great. And I want you to know how awesome you are and how much of an impact you make on so many lives. I also want to say that I know you and Nat are going to do great things with 1829 and advance the kingdom. I am believing for you and for the young adults that a movement is going to happen, and God is going to use you in new and great things. All right, number two. Number two is Sam Fran. All right, we're gonna make it through. What can I say, Sam Fran? You really changed the trajectory of the last 4 months of my internship, I believe, seriously. You have been a great mentor, spiritual guide, friend, and honestly, I think of you as my brother now. Thank you for the time you have put in. Just get to know me and chat with me. I know sometimes you think you annoy people when you're talking, and maybe sometimes you do, but I love it. And it has allowed me to get to know you so well. Thank you for the endless encouragement and truths you have spoken to me. I will really be forever grateful for you and your time. I know God is using you and will continue to use you in great and mighty ways. He has so much more planned for you and Anne. Your heart for people is so big that He will use it for His glory. That's all.
All right, well, thank you. No, you're crying. All right, without further ado, I would love to invite to the stage our next speaker, Miss Kate Rivers. Come on.
Hi, I'm Kate. Wow, that was really good. I don't know if I can top that, but okay, so for those of you who don't know me, I am a sophomore and I go to Troy High. And Sam Wilson is my leader. Shout out. Okay, so I'm just going to be telling you a bit about what God has done in the past few months in my life. First of all, like when Drew and Sam texted me earlier this week, I was kind of not sure about doing this because I'm not very good at public speaking, and but I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do it. So in the past couple of months, I have really struggled with like what it feels like to be loved, and for me, like, I want to feel physical love. Like, I want to know that my friends, my family are there, and like when I'm wanting to hear from God, I want to know that He's there and feel Him. And so going into spring break, I went to Haiti, for those of you who don't know, and going into that, I was just like really wanting to hear from God in like a powerful way. And right from the first day, the very first thing I noticed was just how the people there just love each other so much, and they're just so overjoyed, and even though they come from like nothing, and they just put all their trust into God and into each other, and they all, just their love really stood out to me. And so that was like a really powerful thing for me to experience. And then on Thursday, we did a listening prayer with our big group led by Sam Wilson. And so a little backstory, the first time that I did a listening prayer with her was at Spring Hill about 2 years ago. And she was like asking questions, and one of them was to picture God and keep your eyes focused on Him. And then she asked, who does He say you are? And so what I heard from him was, you are loved. And I didn't really like put that together until we were in Haiti, and we were doing this again. And I heard like that same thing again, and that was just like really cool. And I was like sitting there journaling, and right as she said it, I was like, oh, like you are loved, like all across my paper. And so just something that I took out of that was just how powerful His love is, and how He loves us each more than we can imagine. And so then on Friday, I got baptized in Haiti, which is pretty cool. And I kind of like felt this new sense of like what it feels like to be loved. And so a little verse to go along with that is Romans 5:8, which is, but God shows His love for us in that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. And that just goes to show how powerful He is, that He sent His Son to die for us, and He still loves us, even when we sin. So I know it's short. Can't really top Megan's very good story, but if there's anything that you take out of this, it would be that you don't have to feel God to know that He's there and that He loves you, and it's just more powerful than you think. So.
Slay! Way to go, K-Riv! All right, so for my final person, I gotta make an introduction. So this young man, he's done this. He's been up here once or twice, kind of giving a word. The thing I love about this guy is he's a rebel without a cause, and he's probably gotten more trouble than anybody in this room combined, by himself. But the one thing I've seen about Brian is while he's got that bad boy persona. Come on, yeah, you all know what I'm talking about. Is that, come on up while I'm saying this, but the thing about Brian that I love, he's got the soft inside. It's like a crab. What I'm trying to say is that Brian is a crustacean, and he's hard on the outside and soft. Brian Cass is here, and he's going to share as a senior, the lone person from Clawson High School.
Nope, not tonight. Not tonight. What's up, boys?
Oh shoot, represent! The Claw represents. So as his final words as a senior, I just want to give Brian Cass another shout out. Here you go, give it to Brian.
Turn on my brightness real quick. Can't see. It's all on there. All right, so yeah, you guys heard. My name's Brian Cass. If you don't know, but you probably do now. I go to Clawson High School, rep the boys, and then I'm a senior, about to graduate in like 3 days, and I'm like kind of freaking hype. Like, can't wait to get out of there. When Drew came up to me, or well, actually Sam hit me up, and he was like, "Hey, we're doing this thing called Last Words," and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And I was just thinking about last words, like. It's kind of crazy. I've been in Edge and Breakaway for 6 years now, and like it's finally over. Like I have like 2 more weeks of Edge, and then like I'm out and I'm going to Bethel, and that's like the next chapter of my life. Oh yeah, thanks guys, thanks. But yeah, like I was saying, I was just thinking about it, and my last words could really write a book. Like, I could tell you guys 200 things that I wouldn't want you to do, and then I could tell you 1,000,000 things that you should do. But today I wanted to tell you this message that I wrote like on like Friday, and I heard this song, Here's my heart, Lord. That's as best as I can get, guys. I'm not gonna lie. But I heard that song, and I was like, shoot, this is pretty good. And so I scrapped like 4 messages that I made from Friday to like Saturday. And I was like, okay, well, those are all out the window. So like 1 o'clock today, I'm texting Drew, and I'm like, I have no idea what to do. I scrapped everything because I heard this one song. And so I scrapped it all and started making this new one. Because I just feel like that song is so important. Like, it's so meaningful. Like, here's my heart, Lord. Like, that's what we should all be saying, is like, here's my life. And so as I was going through it, I was just thinking about that, like, here's my heart. And God just really wants to have this intense, like, roller coaster ride of a relationship with you. Like, he wants everything to just be so incredibly awesome that you're just like, oh my gosh, like, God, like, what next? Like, what can I do that's even better than this? And the only way to get that is by first giving your life to him. You're never going to receive, well, I take that back, but you're not going to receive it in a way that's so meaningful if you don't just give up your life for him and for him. And then next, I was kind of just going through it, and I started reading the Bible, and I got to this verse, 1 Samuel 12:20. It's going to be up there, cool. Samuel said to the people, "Do not be afraid. You have done all this evil, yet do not turn aside from following the Lord, but serve the Lord with all your heart." When I read that, I was like, crap. I was like, that's deep. And what he's talking about here is he's saying, like, I know you messed up, and like, but it's okay, because you can still give your whole heart, your whole life to me. But he never says this is an easy transition. He never says, like, going from this sort of lifestyle to this sort of lifestyle is going to be an easy transition. And I know for me it wasn't. I hung out, sorry Mom, with like a bunch of bad kids, kind of shaped my life for a bad way. I was like hanging out on 7 Mile and Gratiot. It's not a good area in case you don't know. And we were doing a lot of messed up stuff. And so for me, going into this, trying to transition into like giving my whole life to God, it was really hard to let go of all these times, to let go of like my friends. And I think the part about it that we all like go through during this is that we're still going to sin. We're still going to mess up. And we're still going to do that. And God is so forgiving that he's just going to take you right back. And so you always have to keep that in mind, that he's the most like forgiving person ever. And wow, I'm so lost right now. Oh yeah, anyway, so so we live in this world of sin, and literally everywhere we go, it surrounds us. And the only way to combat that is literally living your life for Jesus. And I was in the car this one day, I think it was Friday this week. It's been a really crazy week, but Friday I hung out with Drew, and we just talked for a little while. And I was on my way home, and this song came on, and it was like, "Look to the light and shut the door." And then I just stopped listening to the song and just started thinking of like what I could like one-line that as. Like, Drew always talks about these one-liners that make everyone like cry. And so I was like trying to do it, and literally didn't change it at all, put it in here, and I was just like, oh yeah, look to the light and shut the door. I was like, cool. And so I just like really thought that those words together were really powerful. Like, look to the light, like look to Jesus, look forward. Instead of looking back at this like sin, looking back at this brokenness, looking back at all of this like stuff that you don't want anymore, but you're just so attached to for some reason. And everybody can do it. Everyone can look forward, look at the light, and put on a face and just be like, yeah, I follow Jesus. But the real problem is looking behind you and that door's still open. It's really hard to shut that door and get rid of that life. It's really hard. And trust me, I know. There's a lot of things that I had to get rid of to be like in the relationship with God I am right now. I mean, like Drew said, I'm a rebel at heart. Which is kind of where I am. But And then so once you really shut that door, God can like seriously like receive your whole heart, and you can really jump into that whole relationship. And with a lot of people hear that song, "Here's My Heart," and they go like, "Oh, there goes all my fun times, there goes my life, there goes all my friends." I mean, it's true, I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna lose friends. I lost probably 25 of my best friends from like 10th grade to like this year. And it sucks, but the thing about it is, in reality, you're gonna be receiving so much more from this relationship with one that's never gonna break, one. And two, I mean, you're best friends with the God who can do the impossible. Like, seriously, come on. Like, come on. And so I wanted to tell a story about God. And it's pretty intense. I was at a Wednesday night service, and I was sitting in the pews, and I think I was by myself, which I didn't know why, but I was. And I was sitting alone, and I look over to the right, and in the middle of this Troy auditorium here, there's this woman, and I can't see her because she's sitting down, and above her is this 72-foot, like baby blue angel, okay? Like crazy big. I've never seen one that big. I don't know why he was that big, but he had his arms like this, like a roof, and he was just covering her from all this darkness and sin. And then he looked at me. Actually, one sec. Let me just get out the notes, and I'll just read them right to you. So the angel said, "Ask about her thigh." And then he didn't say pray over her. He just said, "Claim it to be gone." And I was like, and then gave me all this other stuff, like she's brave and perseveres over many bad things that happen in her upbringing. God wants to have an unbreakable bond with her that she will always have to run to when things are rough. And so I go up to her, and it's really weird because she's in the red seat in the middle of the whole row. So, you know, I'm like asking people, I'm like, "Hey, can you like get that woman over there?" So then like a big like game of telephone happened. And like, I'm pretty sure it got messed up when she got there because she just like waved at me and like sat back down. And I was like, "Hey, no, like, you gotta come out here." And so she comes out, and it took her like 10 minutes. So like the songs are over, like we're just standing out there. And she finally gets out there, and I'm just like, "So this is gonna be really weird, but you have this giant angel, like huge, like bigger than life, and he's protecting you from all this darkness, and he wanted me to ask about your thigh." And she was like, "Holy crap." And I was like, "Oh no, this is about to happen." And she's like, "Well, about a week ago, I had surgery on my thigh, and it's still numb, and it still hurts, and I don't know how to get rid of it." And I'm like trying to fight back these tears, because I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, it's real right now." And so I didn't pray over her. I just like did exactly what I was told to, and I was just like, "Hey, it's done." And she started jumping, like straight up, just jumping all over the place, and something she hasn't done since like before she got hurt. And so this lady's sobbing, I'm holding her, and we're freaking out, and like we're just like, "Yes, God, yes, God, yes, you're so good." And like everything's just going crazy. We were having so much fun. It was so good. Oh my gosh, every time I tell that story, I gotta freak out a little bit because it's so good. But that's like the memories that you'll get with your relationship with Christ. Like, maybe you won't have the memories of you up until 3 a.m. smoking weed and drinking with your buddies, but you're going to have those relationships with these crazy, intense things that happen that are 10 times better than that. And so if there's one thing that I'll leave, my last words, legit last words, a relationship with Jesus can be rough. You're going to miss out. You're going to lose people. You're going to have to not do certain things that you used to. But a relationship with Jesus in reality is so much better than what you're already receiving. The stories you're going to have through Christ are going to top all the stories of you and your friends partying until 2 a.m. because you're going to see a life transformed for the better. Thanks, guys.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing, dude. Yeah, I would love to have this stand. Unfortunately, I didn't memorize everything before I came here. Oh my gosh, I heard him. He told me that story, and knowing Brian, he was like, "Dude, like I've just been like really asking God if I can like see what He wants me to see," and I was like, "Oh, this ought to be good." And he said this, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, what is this? Like this woman? Who is this woman? I want to find her." That's amazing. Well, honestly, like I'm just so encouraged today for Megan and Kate and Brian sharing their story. I mean, this has just been an absolutely amazing night. So I just want to invite you to stand and let's worship the God who has a reckless love for all of us in here. And let's worship. Let's do it, Nick.
For I spoke the word, you will see. you know what's funny is like whenever it comes to this part of the night, sometimes I feel like you just gotta be serious. It's like, why you gotta be so serious sometimes, you know? It's like, so man, like, this is just something I've been thinking about, but like, God is the inventor of joy, and how come sometimes it feels like the Christians aren't the people, like, they're the least joyful people? It's like, so like, even just now, like, I just feel like when you repeat the things that you enjoy. So if you begin to enjoy Jesus and enjoy a relationship with Him, you begin to enjoy God, you begin to do and be with Him more. Because you enjoy Him, and sometimes we make it about feeling bad about ourselves, feeling like we're not good enough to be around Him. But when's the last time you've enjoyed Him? Come on. Good. I know I'm preaching. Well, hey, thanks so much, everybody. I just want to leave on this note. So thanks so much for coming, everybody. We will see you in 2 weeks. And then we'll see you at Edge United. So right now we got time for small groups if you want to get in your groups and catch up and reflect on what you heard tonight that resonated in your soul. But thanks so much, everybody, for coming out.